What is up, my Forex for Beginners family? Okay, so today we're covering another important subject, support and resistance. Yeah, many people have heard of support and resistance, but when I learned this particular way to find support and resistance, it really opened my eyes. It also took me many years to discover this information, and now I'm passing it on to you. And you'll be lucky because you're going to learn this very early, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time. Okay, so again, we're learning on TradingView. If you haven't signed up for TradingView, I use TradingView. I teach using TradingView. TradingView is charting software that we use to mark up the charts. And as traders, what we do, we mark up the charts and it shows us when to buy and sell. So we need, I know you can do this on MT4, but MT4, it doesn't have the tools that we have, and it also doesn't have all the data that comes with like all these price movements and years of data. There's actually gaps in the individual brokers. So to use a uniform platform, we use TradingView. So if you haven't signed up for TradingView, get TradingView. Practice what I show you here on TradingView. Okay, so today we are learning support and resistance. Okay, so here, if you haven't loaded up on your chart yet, you could just type in GBP USD. We're just using this pair as a example. You can click on any one of these that say GBP USD. Here's the actual where the data is coming from. I usually pick FXCM or Owanda. Usually the popular ones are on, just make sure it says GBP USD. So I've already selected, so just click on this. I've selected one already, so I'm going to use this chart here. Here you should see it shows GBP USD and which feed you're using, FXCM. That's why I said, you know, TradingView, it's good, but you can use, it gives us different data sources. So this is what it is. When we type in GBP USD, it's actually asking us which data source that we want to use. So just pick one of these and it'll load a chart looking like this. Okay, so if you haven't already favorited these two right here, this is how we switch between the type of display. So right now this is line chart, and as you guys are familiar with, these are candlesticks. If you click on this little drop down menu, you'll see all of these different types of, I guess, chart candles you could use, but I want you to make sure candles is, see right here, hit the star and make it a favorite. It'll show up here as a shortcut. So shortcut, set that one as a favorite, and also set line chart as a favorite. And then once those are favorited, you should see right here. And we're going to learn about support and resistance now. Okay, so make sure you click on monthly. We always do what I call top-down analysis. So we're going to start on the monthly time frame and weekly, and then we'll mark up some on daily. So start on the monthly. And here is my little shortcut bar. If you haven't already created these shortcuts, if you'll go over my other video for TradingView, it shows you how to you know, click on this and then favorite. See these ones that are favorited, they show up over here. So for support and resistance, we're going to be using a horizontal line, and that's already favorited, so you could see it right there. So I'm going to click on it. You'll get this little menu here. This is just if you want to change the colors, and we will be changing the colors, how thick you want it, and whether you wanted dotted lines or whatnot. Okay. And then here, once you select, say, a color, so what we're going to do is we're going to select, say, let's just select this color here. So we click on that. We'll select thickness. This is going to be our monthly. So let's just choose this one here, and we'll use a solid line. So those are just what our line's going to look like. We can also, if you see here, I've set a color code. You can have any color code you want, but because we're working on the monthly time frame and we're going to be drawing in monthly support and resistance, you should save a monthly. You can save it. So right here, let me do it with you guys. So okay, let me just delete this, do this again. So I'm going to click on right here. I'm going to click on this line here. It'll bring up this menu. I selected what color I wanted, how thick I wanted the lines, and you can go. I thought we can save it here. 1 second here. I'm just trying to figure out. Let's draw our line first. Okay, so we'll just click on the chart. It'll draw the line right there. Okay, right. So, okay. So see how we saved the we chose the color and the thickness and what type of line, whether it's dashed or not. This is what I want you to do. Click here and then go Save Drawing Template. And because we're saving this, we're going to label it monthly support and resistance. So if you hit save, now let me just delete this line. Now when I say this is some random color, say I have a line like this, but I'm like, no, that's not the right color. This is a monthly, we're on the monthly chart. So what I'm going to do, I can just click on this and I can go here, and because I've already saved what a monthly support and resistance line should look like, I can just click on it and now it turns it like this dark brown. So I know it's monthly. I'm actually going to modify it. So here, if you click on this line and click on this little gear here, settings, you can also write in. So I'm going to write in monthly. Okay, and then hit OK. So you can see here on the left, it wrote in monthly. So I can easily now create a line. So I'll do that again. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to create a line. And here, notice that it doesn't say monthly yet. So I can just go here, select monthly support and resistance, and hold on, I forgot to save it. So when I double click it and write in monthly, hit OK, I'm actually going to have to save that again. So if I go save drawing tool and then type in monthly support resistance, hopefully it asks me to overwrite. Yeah, so see, it's asking me to overwrite it because I've already saved a monthly. So I'm going to hit yes. So now, say if I accidentally draw in a red line or orange line, I'm like, hey, this is a monthly chart. I need to change this to monthly support and resistance. Boom, there you go. Monthly, brown. I know that a dark brown is monthly. You can pick any color you want, but point is to label these lines, because the higher the time frame, so the monthly, weekly time frame is going to hold the highest resistance to price. So see how price came up here on the monthly chart? That means that's a very strong level. But how do we find support and resistance? And this is the secret I'm going to reveal to you. Maybe some of you know this, maybe you don't, but it took me many years to learn this, and it's truly amazing. Okay, so we're going to switch, we're going to come up here and we're going to switch to what we call line chart. And then you should see something like this. So this is just showing the where price went to without the actually closed, not the actual wicks. But don't worry about that part. So right now, we're going to look for two things. So I'm going to draw in some arrows here. So you can see price, fell from here, went up to here, came back down, something like that. So you're like, okay, well, where is support and where is resistance? How do I find this? Well, we're going to take this, click here, we're going to take the horizontal line, and we're going to look for something particular. And let me find it, and then I'll explain. So, right here. Okay, so how did I pick this line? I picked this because we're looking for 2 points where price comes and touches the same line. So see how price came down, touched this line, and jumped up and then fell down? So we're looking for where it comes down from above and touches, and then we're looking where it comes from beneath and touches. So do you see how price came down to this level, bounced up? See that touch right there? So I'm going to delete these, and I'm going to highlight the touch. See right there? See how it touched the line from the bottom? And then we're actually looking at this guy here. 1 second, let me highlight it. Right here. See how that comes up and touches? So we're looking for a touch from coming up top, and we're looking for a touch that comes from the bottom. And then when you go back up here and go to candlesticks, you can, let me just save this as our monthly. So when I click on monthly support and resistance, it labels it as monthly. And it saved it as locked. So when I saved this title, I had it locked. So you can actually lock these so you don't accidentally move them, because once you find support and resistance, you actually want to lock them. You can lock it from being moved accidentally, because once you set up your charts, you won't have to set them up for, good 3-4 weeks. That's the beauty about setting up your charts properly. Again, trading is all about chart analysis and accuracy. So we're going to switch back to up here. We're going to switch back to line chart. So I just want you to view again. See how price came, touched here, dropped down, came up, came down, touched here, dropped down. So that's where price comes and touches a level and bounces off and comes away and retests that same level and then goes on its path. That's telling you that that is a very strong support or resistance area. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to keep looking. And what I'd focus on is, because we're on the monthly chart, this is a lot of data here. So right up to here, we're already in 2014. So you don't have to go all the way up here looking for lines or support and resistance. Just stay in the this general area right here, because this is where the price is moving right now. Okay, so let's try to look for another monthly level. So I'm going to again select my line and then use this tool to kind of guide you. So look, let's go down here. So right here, and let me zoom in. You can use the zoom tool over here if you click on it and then click once and hold, it'll zoom in. So there you go. So let's look at this new line that we just put in. Want to make sure we're looking at the right line. So the one I showed you was here. Now, actually I showed you this one and this one here. So let me just highlight it really quick. So you can see from up above, price came and touched there, and then again from below, price came and touched it. So I'm looking for price moving up and then coming from up top and touching. And then I'm looking for price from the bottom to come up and touch this line. So you can see that's a strong support and resistance area. Sometimes here, let me show you, sometimes if see how this is overlapping a bit, it's okay. You want to find like halfway in between. So see how this sticks over a little bit and this sticks over. It's okay. You're just looking for the what they call the median, the halfway point. Sometimes it'll touch perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. But when you switch back to candlesticks, you can see how it acted as support. Here it acted as resistance. So let me just go back to line chart. I'm going to delete these and we'll continue looking for maybe one more monthly support. So see here how it's not saying monthly. So I'm going to click on it, click on these gears, and actually I'm going to click on it and then click on this and select monthly support and resistance, and there you can see it implemented my saved template and it's also locked. Okay, so let's look for one more monthly level. So this is where price is currently. So let's see, we're in a real low price area. So this is like uncharted area, but let me see if I can find another support and resistance area. See, when it goes across like this, that's also a level. So this could be a monthly right here. You know, it could be a monthly right here. You don't want to draw too many lines, but you can because price is underneath here. So you can see how price touched here from up top and then came from bottom. And see here how it kind of, you're like, oh, it didn't touch the line completely. Well, watch what happens when you apply the candlesticks. The wicks go and touch the line. It's like perfect. Look how price reacted. It went below here, spiked up to it, came down, came back up, got stopped, and then price is most likely going to continue down. But you can see right now, even from these monthly markups, price broke through, came up, got stuck at this monthly level. You could have placed a sell right here because you can see that you're getting a bearish engulfing candlestick, and we'll talk about that later. But here's a potential sell area based off the monthly level. So this is basically what you do to find the support and resistance areas. So now that we have our monthly levels, we're just going to do the same thing and we're going to go to weekly. So click on weekly. We're going to select line chart and we're going to go look again. We're looking for the major reversal point. So, you know, like when price came down here, this is an interesting area because it's a reversal area, you know, and when price came up here, it's an interesting area because it's a reversal area, right? So we're looking for major reversal areas, but let's just use the crosshairs here and try to find some major levels. So give me a second here and let me try to find something for you. So again, we're looking at the weekly. So this will be our weekly support and resistance. So I see a level right here. So I'm going to put a line right there. I'm going to save it as a weekly. See how the weekly looks different? I have it labeled weekly. You can set up any way you want. The point is, I need to know what this level is. This level is a monthly. This level is a weekly. I need you to identify that properly. And now let's examine how I found this. You can see from here, Price came from above and tested that line. Okay, now right here, price came from beneath and tested this level right here. Oh, hey, sorry, got a little weird feeling there in my stomach. Okay, and now here again, price came and touched from above. When you switch to candlesticks, you'll actually see it makes contact. Amazing. And where else did it? Right here also. This is telling you that this weekly level is very strong because price came and touched it many times. It came up, tested it, dropped down. Came up, tested it, went back up. Came down, tested it, went back up. Broke through, broke up, came back down, retested this level. Happens all the time. And by switching to line chart, you can map out the strongest levels. These are the levels where we can place trades, or we know price is going to react to these levels. Once we map this out, our charts become zones and we trade within these zones. Okay, so let's continue. Let me try to find another weekly level. Stand by. Let me try to find one down here. Right here. See, this is why this is an important level, is because price is currently right here. This blue line is where price is at. We could potentially be heading down here. Why? Because look what's already happened. We broke through, we came up, and this is what we call retest. And I'm going to talk about retests in another video, but it always comes back and retests this level and then continues down or continues up. But I would have placed possibly a sell here. These are the areas you're looking for. And because we already marked up that, hey, this is a weekly level, if price breaks through, it will come back and retest and continue on. So because we know this is a weekly level, we can plan for a sell opportunity here. This is what trading is. And now price is heading back to this, down to this level. And how did we find this level? Let me just show you. So this level we found based on right here. Right there. And right here. So you can see price came from above, tested that line, and then you can see price came from below, tested that line, and the same thing I believe is happening right here. And you're like, hey, it didn't touch. Let's switch to candlesticks up here. And yeah, actually it didn't touch there. There's no wicks. So you can see right here though, you can see that right here, it was tested. So it broke through, came back, tested, jumped off, and then continued upwards. So it happens all the time. So this is how you find support and resistance. And let me switch back to line chart. Let me delete these. And so now we've kind of mapped out our monthlies, our weeklies. Let me see if there's another weekly in here. I think there is right there. So I'm going to mark this as a weekly. And why did I mark that as a weekly? Because of this point. Right there, and this point right here. Let's check it out with the candlesticks, and clearly you can see that the candlestick spiked through this line and then it closed above it, and then here you can see we spiked above it and we closed right there. So it respected that level. Okay, so that's how we find support and resistance for weeklies. Always remember, see how these lines, you know, when you put them, they didn't actually put my weekly. That's because you have to go and select the template. So weekly, now it puts a weekly symbol there because it's loading my template. Again, I'm going to click on that line. I'm going to go to my weekly and it labels it. Okay, so now that we have our support and resistance for monthly, weekly, the goal is not to put too many lines. You don't want to clutter your charts. When your charts start getting cluttered, that's when it becomes difficult to trade. Let me see if there's another weekly here. Okay, so I'm going to put a weekly here as well. Right there. Okay, so I'm going to put it right there. And you can see it touches here. It touches here. And again, this doesn't make it a level until it touches from, these are two touching from the top. So always remember, it has to be, it can be as many times as it happens, but it has to be at least once from the top and once from the bottom. So let's, right here, it goes and touches right there. Let me highlight that a little better. Right there. You can see it goes and touches. So there and right there. So I'm going to delete that highlight and delete that highlight. I'm going to hit reset on my chart. If you wanted to kind of just go back to this kind of zoom level, you can do that by resetting the chart. Remember, if you want to be able to move this around, you just have to click your mouse and adjust this. Once you adjust this even a little bit, then you can move this around. So we're going to switch back now. Now it just looks like a bunch of lines, but watch what happens when we switch back to candlesticks. And then I'm going to go to the daily chart. And I'm not going to put in any daily lines right now because there's actually a lot of weekly levels here. So now that we have our monthly and weekly levels mapped out, we can actually sit back, zoom out a bit, and see what's happening. See what's happening. Right here, you can see, hey, we surpassed a monthly level. And what was price doing? It was struggling to stay above this area. It came up, fell back down. Came up, fell back down. Came up, found support, tried to go up, fell back down. Why? Because this is a strong monthly level. If we, knowing that this is a monthly level, we could have placed a trade. Hold on, let me just switch this. I also have saved like random blue line, or actually I'm going to thin blue. I thought I had a green line. 1 second, thin blue. Oh, here, for our green. Okay, we're just going to use thin blue. For some reason I like green, but we'll go with blue. And make it a little thicker so you can view it. So here, so okay, I remember why. I also use this guy right here. This is used for drawing trend lines, but I also like using it to draw like lines here. Like watch this, I'm going to use this trend line tool, but actually draw a vertical or horizontal line. And how you know whether it's straight or not, you can see how the dotted lines, see the dotted lines? If I bring it down, see that, watch the dotted lines on the left. When it's in line with the green line, then you know you're at a straight level, and then you can just click and finish your line. So here you can see, hey, it's having problems getting above this level and it's trying again. And here, once price failed, you could have came in here and said, hey, price is getting stuck here. I'm going to place a sell. And you could have put a stop loss, a really small stop loss about, you know, here. And you would have made a lot of profit. You would have, you know, and it wasn't very hard to detect, hey, you know, price is struggling to stay above here. It came down here. It's showing you. If we go to, say, the 4-hour time frame, let's find that spot. I'm going to use my zoom tool. See, look, price. Hold on, let me resize this. Look, this would have been an easy sell. So you see price fails, like I said, fails down here. This always happens. This is where you take a trade. When it breaks through a level, it comes up. This is what we call a retest. And then it kind of fluttered down and then jumped back up. And this is what we call bullish engulfing. This white candle, which is a sell, engulfed this blue candle. This is where, when this happens, you'll see this. This is like a retest and bullish engulfing, you call it, a candle that engulfs the candle next to it. The actual wick here engulfs. So this candle engulfs the candle to the left. And this is where I would normally typically place a sell. And you would have made a lot of profit. Our stop loss would have been on the other side, and just a little extra on the other side of this monthly level. And it was, you could easily tell that this failed not once, but twice to get above this level. So price came here and failed not once, but twice, making a double top pattern, came down. We could have maybe sold here, but it's risky because it could have continued upward. It could have came here and continued upwards. What is better is seeing that price came down, fell below monthly resistance, retested this level to see, hey, can I go back above it? But no, it couldn't. It couldn't go back above. There's too many sellers in the market, because everyone who has marked up their charts can see, hey, price fell down, got trapped below monthly resistance, and we're going down. So that's how you do it. See how marking up just my monthly and weekly levels, that I can just kind of sit back. This is what I want you to do. So I want you to, everything you watch today, I want you to watch this video again. Go to the same pair and just practice this. I want you to practice how I found support and resistance. I want you to zoom out like I'm doing right now. Go on the daily chart at the end, like zoom out on the daily chart and just look at what price is doing now that you've marked up your monthly and weekly support and resistance areas. So once you identify an area you want to sell, so say if I wanted to, I was thinking about selling here, that's when you can actually go to say your lower, so we marked up the monthly, weekly, then we can go to daily and switch to line chart, and we can look for some daily levels, and this will just show us price getting stuck below these levels. So let me look for something right here. So I'm going to draw in daily red. I use red for daily. So right here you can see that there's a level right there. Why? Because price came and touched here from below and touched here from above. So we know that's a level. So we're just delete that, and say we're examining this area. So I'm going to switch back to candlesticks. So we can see, now that we know price got rejected not once but twice, trying to stay above this monthly level. We've drawn in now our red for daily. This is a daily level and this is a monthly level. Now we can even go down to, say, the 4-hour time frame. Let me just reset the chart. Sometimes when it goes away, you just hit reset and it'll go back to normal. So let me find that place. Okay, it's right here. So I'm gonna use this to zoom in 1 second. Click there, zoom in on that. So see, we can see right here what happened. Price came, found support on our daily. This red line is daily. Came up to our monthly, came back down. Again, tried to bounce off our daily support, found resistance back at the monthly. We got a bullish engulfing, bearish. Bearish means down. Bears is to sell or down, and bull is bullish means up. Just some of the terms if you're not familiar. So bearish means sell, and bullish means to buy, or that it's going upward. So here, this is a bearish engulfing. So this whole from wick to wick, it actually engulfs this buy candle, this blue candle, and you can see that it tried to find support here, went back up a little bit and dropped. So you can see not only is it finding resistance at our monthly level, it's failing to use this red line as support. Support is failing. So resistance up top and support is failing. This is another sign that, hey, time to sell. Time to sell. And that's it. That's how you find support and resistance. And I want you to practice this. I want you to go back, mark up your monthlies, your weeklies, and then once you identify, go back in the future. Just zoom out, go back into the future and see, hey, where would I sell? Where would I sell? Find an area, say, hey, oh yeah, I see price is, crossing a monthly level. Then zoom in, go to your daily time frame. Go to your daily time frame, because we don't want too many lines. That's why when you identify an area that you want to examine closely, that's when you go to your daily time frame, you switch to line chart, and then draw in your daily levels for that area that you're analyzing. Why I don't want to draw in these daily lines everywhere, because then your chart gets too crowded and it's hard for you to kind of examine what's going on. So once you identify an area that you want to examine further, you can draw in your daily at that level and then drop down to your 4-hour and check out what's happening. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a lot. This is a secret. I call it a secret because it took me many years to learn this information. I spent many years taking a lot of courses and doing a lot of reading and spending a lot of money to gain the knowledge I've gained. And now I'm passing it all on to you in a fast-tracked version. So that's my goal for you. Thanks for watching and keep practicing. Talk to you soon.